full speed from the rec center down the hill. So we're like, we called him Rook. That was his name. His first year playing football. He was like 12 or 13 though. He's like, is that Rook? And my dad turned the car around. And I'm talking about like, so we turned the car around and go catch him because we didn't know, but he was, he spooked at this point. Like, so he's running and, it was, and my dad's like, he kind of scared him when he pulled up beside him, but he was just running because he was scared. Like nobody was chasing him, but he was like, it's dark. It's dark, coach, and I'm trying to get home. So like he was just like, I'm talking about full speed booking it, and we end up driving him home, like just so he can get home and stuff like that. But that's just like everyday life, and in Seat Pleasant, it's just something that I just never got a chance to experience. And just Peppermill games on Saturdays was its own deal. I mean, like it got fans. I mean, it got intense. People, is cussing each other out. Parents, the guy on the microphone calling everybody a nickname. It was just this experience unlike anything I've ever experienced. In 1 year, this is like Kettering, Largo, Mitchellville is on my list with Bowie. No offense, Dion. I love you.
It's all good.
And on my list, bro. But I was playing for Peppermill for about 4 years at the time. And we were still in Boys and Girls Club. And we live technically in that Upper Marlboro, Largo area. I live like 2 minutes from Largo High School.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, Kettering got tired of my brother and I just giving them the business on Saturdays. And somehow they protest a 7-year-old they protest a 9-year-old and a 12-year-old,
mm-hmm.
right? So we had to end up I had played 3 preseason games with Peppermill, and then we found out we had to go play for Kettering. So like I had to get my green helmet painted black, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all this stuff. But game 3, I have to go back to Peppermill to play. Game 3 is like I'm going back, and these Kettering kids are like shook. It's like, man, this is Peppermill. This is whatever. This team was really good that I was on at Peppermill.
Right.
Like, they were dogs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this the year we're going to win the championship, but I had to leave. And I came back, and man, you talking about like the fans was like giving me crap. So everybody calls me Stink. My family calls me Stink. If you go to Seat Pleasant, then you will never hear Shep or Shaw Lear. They'd be like, Stink was the man. And that would be me, right? So I'm there. Fans are like yelling at me. Like my teammates wouldn't shake my hand during the warm, like the captains walk out, they wouldn't shake my hand. None of that stuff, man. And I'm like, it's the best game I ever played in my life, though.
Right.
Like anytime you play against your boys or your friends, like you just go to another level. It's like I was playing.
Especially if they're coming at you.
They came at me, and I'm like, all right, it's time to put up. Like, and the Kettering coaches knew. They kind of saw that look and they gave me the ball like almost like I went crazy that day, and fans were like going crazy. I'm like me mugging people. I'm like tackling guys, and like when they're on the ground, taking the ball from them. Like fans are like, oh, like dude, it was like the most hostile environment ever, man. Like, but it's nothing like Peppermill Village. I just can't. Yeah, that was crazy. But that's just some of my Seat Pleasant experiences. I could say that I would say just like some of the best. I can just stand out in my mind.
That's cool. That's cool. That is the way it was and the way it still is. Especially when they come to sports, and the attitude they have. Not they in a negative way, but that's just their environment. That's how they carry themselves. I know as a kid growing up in Peppermill Village, was that we did not, if we didn't know you or we knew who you were, but you weren't part of our group, we did not let you borrow our ball. Don't let borrow a ball. Don't let borrow a bike, because you're not getting it back. You're not getting it back. So we would go up to the rec center, and we would, again, if we would go, it had to be a group of us, because there's strength in numbers, and there were other kids, elementary school or middle school, early, and they come up and they're like, "Hey, can we play with y'all?" We were like, "Nope," and they were like, but we had to be ready to be like, "No," because when it's over, and if they got the ball, we were like, "Hey, give us back the ball. Like, it's our ball now." And we're like, "Are we gonna fight over this ball or not?" And my parents weren't the ones to say, "No, you getting a black eye is not worth the ball. We can get you 100 balls. We can get you. Don't give this ball to nobody. Don't play. Like, we don't care if it's somebody else." So the first fight I ever got in was over something like this. My little brother, my younger brother, he's not little. He's bigger than me. He's 2 inches taller than me, and He's bigger than me.
Yeah.
So my younger brother, he's we had this kid who lived further up the hill. We lived on a hill, like a legit. It's called Peppermill Village. So it's in a village, like, so it's down in a hilly area. So we lived on the hill, and then a lot of houses were at the bottom of the hill, a flat area. So this kid named Ronald lived a little further up the hill than us, and he was the stereotypical seat pleasant kid who would, I'm gonna take advantage of the opportunity. And so if I have an opportunity and I'm gonna take advantage of it. I'm not taking advantage of you, but I'm seizing the moment. That's kind of what that's what he was. So my brother, we are always watch your bike. Don't set it down. Don't put it up there like 2 houses away and then come down here and play, because you're gonna turn around, that junk will be gone. And so Ronald was the kid who didn't steal your bike. He would just use it all day long, and then he was leaving out front of his house. But then if his older brother took it and rode it somewhere else, then now it's gone. So my brother leaves his bike. He's playing with his friend. My younger brother leaves his bike, and we're going to go somewhere else. And we're like, where's your bike? And we look up, who's on it? Ronald. And so I'm like, all right. I'm like, hey, Ronald, like, give my brother back his bike. We got to go. He's like, nah, I'm not done with it. I'm like, in my head, I don't care if you're done with it or not. Like, it's like a double thing. We got to go, and you're not supposed to be on the bike anyway. Like, get off the bike. He's like, I'm not getting off the bike. And like, this is that moment. Like, okay, this is not going to happen. So I get up to the bike and I grab the handlebar. So I'm straddling the front wheel, right? He's on it. He's on the bike, and I'm on the other side. But I'm like, get off the bike. And he's like, you're gonna have to make me get off the bike. I'm not getting off the bike. And you know, I'm a lover. I'm not a violent person. I just literally just bam, like, hit him, and we start fighting. And we were luckily we were fighting in front of my house and not his house. We were fighting in front of his house. His brothers, I've been jumped. But my older brother, who was watching us, it was in the summertime. So my mom, she was a teacher, but she worked during the summer. I think she did summer school, or she wasn't always home in the summer. So he was watching us. He saw us out the window scrapping. He runs out. He breaks us up. And but from that day forward, Ronald never jumped on my brother's bike. I got in trouble for fighting for my mom. My dad was like, "You don't be fighting." Like, we told not to fight. I should have went and told my older brother. He came out, but then it would have been this whole ordeal. Or Ronald's brother, he got his brother. So he hit me, I hit him. No winner or loser, but we scrapped. But that was like, you gotta, like, you're gonna be taken advantage of if you don't carry yourself. So that was another thing. My parents were like, it might be time to get up out of Peppermill Village. And so,
man, I love that our stories are just, speaking of bikes, man. Let's keep, let's keep the thing rolling, man. So I grew up in Marlboro, and we had, from the time we moved, man, we had two best friends, LB and Blake. Shout out to well, he's Larry now, but shout out to Larry and Blake, man. But they lived right across the street, literally, like, we could see them from our house. So like, if we saw them outside, we were putting on clothes and we were going out there.
Okay, right.
And their mom was like a mom to us. We would stay over there and build like forts and play like GameCube, Super Smash Brothers all night. And that was just how we rolled. Those are my boys. But see, LB and Blake were really, like, they were basketball, like AAU for real basketball players and stuff like that. And me and my brother were football. We could play basketball, but it was like for them. You know, they played like for main event, and you know, they were like AAU guys through and through. Like Quentin Cook and stuff was over their house all the time. Like they was elite, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay. So then usually it was just us, and our neighborhood is so big that like if kids came by, like, it was weird. But one day, some reason, these kids come down and want to play. They see us, I guess, playing basketball, and it's four of us, so they're like, let's play. And I'm like, this is not really what y'all want, because these dudes is thorough, and me and my brother play great defense. So it's y'all in trouble. So we end up playing them, right? And we just like, we're giving them the business, because we had been like, waiting for this moment. We always played against each other. They always beat up on the little brothers. Like, now we a team, or we like crazy. And we did. I mean, we destroyed those dudes. And, you know, they got mad and all that stuff. And what had happened was one of the kids ended up, like, they got on their bikes to leave. But from his bike, right? So I'm gonna tell you, my neighborhood is big, but just imagine, like, Blake's house, their like house is on this road that goes this way. So we're standing in the driveway and we already busting. We're like, yeah, y'all can slide. Like we, and they're
Right.
like, all right. He said, bet that's why your mother is a B word, right?
Oh.
But and so for all of us, that's like, yo, that's all of our mothers at once.
Right.
Like it's like, yo, you can't talk about Miss Brown like that, right? And so LB was very and he was quick tempered. LB was always the most quick tempered out of all of us. So LB doesn't. We don't have time to get our bikes.
Okay.
Before we know it, the kid's driving down the street. Like he's going this way down the street. LB says, forget the bike. He runs full speed. I'm talking like full speed and catches. I mean, he caught up to the kid. So we see him take off. And now as boys, we like, yo, we got to take off too. So we took off and we just ran full speed, man. And this guy just like LB got to the dude to the back. I don't even know if he heard him coming. By the time he did, he was off his bike. He came and just like, like he just like clocked him off his bike, and we was like, oh, we was hyping it up, and it did. The kid was crying, like he didn't want to fight. It wasn't like he was fighting, but I think at that moment, LB kind of established himself in the neighborhood as like, don't mess with him, man.
Yeah,
like,
don't talk about
mama. You can't talk about him by your mama. that right there, PG would always lead to a fight. I guess anyway, but PG would lead to a fight, man. But that was like, speaking of, you talking about bikes, man. That kid, I ain't never see that kid again either.
He probably, why would he come back?
No, he didn't want any more smoke, man, with us. We was too good on the court.
I'll give you one more PG. It's not a PG moment, but this is something that happened to me. Now I'll go to high school. I had a lot of PG moments in middle school because I went to middle school in the Duval, Lanham, when it wasn't what it is now.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. One of the kids I went to 8th grade school was arrested for murder. Like it was not what it is now. But anyway, but in high school, I'll tell you this what happened. This is my freshman year in high school. We had this kid who sat next to me in English class. This is a random day. Sitting next to me in English class. And we're waiting for class to start. So the bell rung. So we're in class, but we're waiting for class to start, if you know what I mean. Like you're sitting and waiting for the teacher to like put the warm up or whatever. So we're sitting there and he's sitting next to us. And he's like, it was me, a guy I played football with named Mazdak, and then this kid sat behind us. He's like, hey y'all, we ain't gonna have school tomorrow. And we're like, I look at Maz, I'm like, there's school tomorrow, right? He's like, yeah, school tomorrow. He's like, yeah, but there's school tomorrow. He's like, I'm telling you, we ain't gonna have school tomorrow. And we kind of like, okay, whatever. So the next day, we get to school, and I'm late. I'm really never, ever late to school. Never. But I'm late to school, so I had to go to the attendance office. Bowie High School had an attendance office. If you're late, you don't go to the front desk. You go to the attendance office, and that's where you get your late slip and all that. So I'm late. We're just missed it. Whatever reason why we're late. I'm in the attendance office, and this, I'm waiting my turn to actually get the lady is like, here you go, here you go, here you go. This kid comes running in, like legit running into the office, like door fling over, run the office. And this kid says, there's a bomb in the boys' bathroom. And the lady who's behind the counter, she's like, what? He's like, there's a bomb in the boys' bathroom. And she's like, sit down right here. She gets to walkie-talkie. She's like, Mr. So-and-so, can you check the boys' bathroom to see everything's all right in there? He's like, which one? She's like, which one? He's like, the boys' bathroom that is like downstairs boys' bathroom. Now, to get to the boys' bathroom downstairs, so Bowie High School is on 3 levels, but the school's divided. So the first part of the school is on 2 levels. The only way to get to the 3rd level, you get to like go across the school, and now the 3rd level, you get the 2nd level, you go down. It's not 3 straight levels in the back of the building. So front of the building is 2 levels, back of the building. So the only way to get from the boys' bathroom where he said the bomb was basically run up the stairs, run outside, like run across the breezeway, run through the gym, like the gym area, and come to, like, this dude was running, like, to put it in your head, like, this dude wasn't like, I should tell somebody. He's like, ghost, I need to get to the main office. So he like runs up, scares up. So we're sitting there. She's like, hold on, everybody just chill out, like, just sit. And we're all kind of like, what? He's like he's telling us, there's a bomb. I don't know what it is. The bomb is like a canister of wires. Maybe 30 seconds later, it's like, like everyone has to leave. Yeah. And we're like, oh dang. So we know in this office that there's like, we know why the fire alarms go off.